A very good evening to everyone present here. It is indeed a matter of immense pride and joy to welcome you all to the 157th online interactive session, which also marks the 126th Leadership Development Program by Corporate Mentor,
Eklavya, your
organized by
voice
the
is breaking. Okay, share with me.
organized. A very good evening to everyone present here. It is indeed a matter of immense pride and joy to welcome you all to the 157th online interactive session, which also marks the 126th Leadership Development Program by Corporate Mentor,
Okay,
organized
Eklavya,
by the
leave it.
Delhi
I
School
am doing.
of Professional Studies.
Am I audible?
Eklavya, your voice is not clear. Ishita, you can continue.
Yes, sir. A very good evening, sir. It is indeed a matter of immense pleasure and pride to joy to welcome you all to the 157th online interactive session, which also marks the 126th Leadership Development Program by Corporate Mentor, organized by Delhi School of Professional Studies and Research. I extend my heartfelt greetings to our esteemed honorable guest speaker for the day, Mr. Shubham Purandare, sir, respected honorable senior Professor Ajay Kumar Singh, sir, honorable director, honorable director of the college, Professor Dr. Mahesh Sharma, sir, respected registrar Dr. R.S. Singh, sir, our distinguished faculty members, and my dear fellow students. I, Ishita Kashyap, Assistant Professor, DSPSR, feel deeply honored to stand before you this evening. DSPSR has always been committed to nurturing leadership, fostering innovation, and promoting excellence among its students. Today's session is yet another remarkable step in that direction, an opportunity to learn, reflect, and grow under the valuable guidance of a visionary industry leader. To begin this enlightening evening on an auspicious note, let us partake in the symbolic ritual of the lighting of the virtual lamp. बोतल बोतल नहीं है हाँ
वक्रतुण्ड महाकाय सूर्यकोटिसमप्रभ निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा शुभं भवतु कल्याणम् आरोग्यं सुखसम्पदा शत्रुबुद्धिविनाशाय दीपज्योतिर्नमोऽस्तु ते।
It is my great honor to welcome our distinguished speaker for today, Mr. Shubham Purandare, sir, founder and CEO at Studium Tech Private Limited, an innovative edtech company helping colleges achieve national accreditations through smart technology solutions. Mr. Shubham, sir, is a passionate entrepreneur, technology leader, and accreditation expert who has successfully combined innovation with impact. His journey began as a computer science student at VIIT Pune, where his vision to make universities smarter inspired him to build solutions that now empower educational institutions across India. Before founding Studium Tech, he gained valuable experience as a business analyst at Barclays, where he learned how billion-dollar organizations operate, a foundation that now guides his leadership in building a next generation education technology company. Under his leadership, Studium Tech has emerged as a leading brand in the edtech industry, offering services such as web and app development, SaaS solutions, IT consulting, and accreditation supports to educational institutions nationwide. His inspiring entrepreneurial journey reflects a powerful message that innovations, when driven by purpose and persistence, can truly transform the future of education. On behalf of DSPSR, I extend a warm and heartfelt welcome to you, sir, Mr. Subham, sir.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah, we are also truly privileged to have with us today. Look forward to your valuable insights on entrepreneurship, innovation, and technology driven leadership.
Sure.
We are equally delighted to have our moderator today's session, Ms. Priya Goel, as a BCom student from batch of 2023 to 24 at DSPSR. She is an enthusiastic learner with a strong interest in communication, management, and leadership. Her active engagement in academic and professional initiative reflects her dedication to growth and excellence. On behalf of DSPSR, I warmly welcome you, Ms. Priya. We are delighted to have you moderate today's insights. Welcome to you, Ms. Priya Goyal.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for the warm. Thank you so much for the warm welcome, Miss Ishita, ma'am. It is our privilege to welcome you, Mr. Shubham, sir, to the 157th online interactive session. We are truly honored to have you with us today. I am certain that your insights will make this session not only highly engaging for students, but also enriching for everyone present here. To make this session more interactive and beneficial for our students, I would like to ask sir some questions focused on student development and career growth and opportunities. Shall I, sir?
Please, please.
Okay, sir. Sir, so can you tell us what inspired you to move from an engineering student to becoming an entrepreneur in the edtech space?
Okay, great. So first, let me introduce myself because I'm not that famous that everybody knows me. So I'll take a moment to explain who am I. So I'm Shubham. I am the founder of this company called as Studium, based out of Pune, Maharashtra. And so we basically are a software company. We have a data analytics platform for universities and business schools so that they can achieve their national international accreditations like NAC, NBA, NIRF, AACSB, so on and so forth. We are a team of around 40 people. We are also backed by some venture capital funds. So to simplify venture capital, basically, I'm sure everybody has seen Shark Tank as a show. So similar
Yes.
to Shark Tank, there are a lot of other private shows that happen, private funding sessions that happen. So we have raised some investment capital from certain seasoned investors. So that is one end. And then we also work in four major cities, that is Pune, Mumbai, Delhi, and Bangalore, having some regional team and as well as some headquarters at Pune. So that's the background. And now to answer your question, yes, I'm a computer engineer, graduated in 2018 from a local college in Pune. Since my engineering days, basically this was my BTech project. So any engineering or any management program students might be knowing, the last semester we have or last year we basically have a year-long project that needs to be done. So what I'm doing today was a BTech project back in college. That time it was always like, let's do something, let's build something. And then I was working at Barclays for 2 years. But job was never, I was never good at employment things. So unfortunately, I was always inclined towards entrepreneurship, but I don't come from a business family. So I'm the first generation entrepreneur. So it was pretty difficult. So there was no proper seasoning, so it was always like, let's experiment something, let's see how it goes. Hence the, and we say the engineers are, the hackers.
Yes,
So
sir.
we tried to do something and then it started working. So at some point of time in 2020, I thought, let's quit the job, because if not now, I won't be able to do it anytime. Let's take the risk. So in between COVID, I decided to quit my job, and there are a lot of people who helped. We were just two, three people who started, and today we are a 40 people team. A lot of challenges, but finally we could make it. That's how the journey of entrepreneurship typically is.
That's great, sir. Thank you for sharing your journey. Sir, could you share how Studium Tech began and what was the aha moment that made you realize this idea could become a successful company?
Okay, so um, the day one is never that what we do today. It always evolves. Though the idea is the same, but still it's a very when any entrepreneur starts something, it's a very nascent idea. And the day one was I mean, it was just two people building something and having no business experience, having no technology experience, everything from scratch, everything in a garage office. And it was a pretty interesting experience. All I've learned through this particular part is, you need to ask for help at the right time. Don't be shy in asking help to as many people as possible. And if you do it with the right intent, people help with the right intent. So it works out
Yes.
pretty well. And there were a lot of aha moments. So again, it's very glamorous to, or it's very ideal to say, okay, there was one aha moment and that changed everything. That doesn't happen in real life. Aha moments keep on happening every time that you build something new. Very recent aha moment was when we realized ki, I always thought that the institutions who are now, again, I will be talking about institutions because my work is into
Yes,
higher
sir.
education. We thought that our product will be utilized or appreciated by the people who are not coming in the top 100. They are struggling to come in top 100. Of course, they gave a big response, but we got a very big response from IITs, IIMs, also from foreign universities, SPJN, KJ Somaya, all of these big names. They started talking to us very in a very interesting way. That was a game changer for us. That that whatever we are building does make sense for IIMs. Even I am Ahmedabad reached out. I am Bangalore. So these aha moments have defined, and you need to be you need to make sure that you are sticking to the ground. You're not going in the you should be staying very grounded at such moments and keep building up, if that answers your question.
Thank you, sir. That's what very insightful. Sir, what challenges did you face in the early stages of building Studium and how did you overcome them?
So there are a lot of challenges. So unfortunately, entrepreneurship in India is very romanticized these days. People think it's very glamorous. People think it is being a CEO is a being your own boss and all of that stuff that goes on Instagram. The real entrepreneurship isn't like that. It is all about serious hard work. And especially when you don't have a lot of solid backing up or a lot of solid upbringing in the business family, it becomes very, very difficult. All we need to know is that what exact problem are we trying to solve, and are we truthful to that. So I've seen a lot of businesses who fail. They don't fail because of cash flows or because they don't have money. They run out of ideas. They run out of the hard work. They run out of the stamina to keep on doing the same thing every day. And and lot of people are afraid of failures. A lot of
Yes,
people are afraid ki what will happen if I fail, what will society say, what will my parents say. People will say that इसने इसने कुछ तो शुरू किया but fail हो गया. But you need to know कि in entrepreneurship failing is much more beneficial than regretting of not doing it. So you just need to put on every single thing that you have in your bucket to just make it happen. I have been doing this for a long time. This is the sixth year of Studium now. And um, also whatever team we have built, whatever investors we have, whatever institutions we have, they are all because people know that we are doing something very genuinely. There are a lot of challenges, like very typical challenges like investments, typical challenges like what exactly to do. So one interesting thing that I learned, I'll love to share here. is that earlier I thought ki we should have lot of backup plans. If there should be a plan A, then there should be a plan B, C, D, E, F, whatever. But what I've realized very strongly is that if you ever have a plan B, you always stick to plan B. You never give that extra mile to go to the plan A. And
Right, sir.
what we have been doing at Studium is that we never form a plan B. There is only plan A, or there is nothing. So when you build a team, people say that you should build like a family, but it's not like that. It's like a high performing sports team. I always build teams saying that it's the high performing cricket team that we are building. We, of course, we help each other. We'll be there for each other, but everybody has to perform. And if anybody doesn't perform, he'll be left out of the game with his individual loss. So setting a culture is a very important part while building organizations, especially at the early stage. We have been backed by an investment firm called as TIE, TIE, the Indus Entrepreneurs. So this is a network of investors, network of high network individuals in India, or even the US, UK people participate. They look for hungry founders. They look for hungry and foolish founders who are foolish enough to give everything to just lage pado, karte raho type of attitude, hustlers. So what I've learned very importantly from there is, if you are a very early stage company, when you are starting out, don't try too many things. So people say that I'll build this, I'll build that, इतना बड़ा होगा, ऐसा होगा, वैसा होगा, but try to build one small thing that really makes a lot of sense. So if it is so for example, in my industry, people say that I have a product A. People say अरे आप ही दे दो, A भी दे दो, B भी दे दो, C भी दे दो, आप one stop solution बन जाओ, ये क्यों नहीं करते आप? This is very lucrative, very tempting कि अरे सामने वाला बोल रहा है, पैसे भी दूंगा बोल रहा है, but then you need to restrict yourselves, saying that no, एक ही चीज करूंगा but बहुत अच्छे से करूंगा, सब चीजें नहीं करूंगा. So that has been a very big learning. Because challenges, I mean, if I start talking about challenges, that itself will take an hour. So I just want to focus upon things that are very important, like having a right mindset towards entrepreneurship. If anybody from, I don't know who this group is, basically I can read names like BBA, BCom,
And
people.
BCA.
BCA, great. So even if you do MBA later on, if anybody wants to be an entrepreneur or anything in their life, the attitude is the one that is going to change the game. That is going to be a trend setter everywhere, more than your skills, more than anything. Even when I hire these days from colleges, so we have a lot of internships, we have a lot of jobs, business analysis, data analytics, a lot of them. What I've learned is that I hire people who are probably less in skills but very grounded. They're very good in attitude. They're ready to learn, they're ready to fail, they're ready to do something new every day. So there is a concept called as air substance. I don't know if anybody, I mean, a lot of people might be knowing it. Air substance is when people come with a very less actual work and too much of air. They just think too high about themselves. Now, a MBA student who has just graduated at age of 24, 25, he doesn't even have any experience, but a lot of people come up with a lot of attitude कि हमें बहुत आता है, right? And that is one thing that kills them. No recruiter, no employer wants to hire people with unnecessary attitude, right?
Right,
So
sir.
my success stories, when I have hired people from a very humble background, from very rooted background, probably they'll be having lesser skills, but skills can be built upon. So we believe that I can inculcate those skills into them, but I cannot inculcate an attitude into them. I cannot teach them that how to think about your career. So, and institutions like DSPSR, after completing 25 long years, I'm pretty sure they inculcate these basic values of having a right attitude, being grounded. These things, I guess, are very, very important for any student, anything. Unfortunately, they are not in the curriculum. They are not in the syllabus of what we teach. But those are some things that really need to be focused upon.
That's right, sir.
Okay, Priya Goyal, I have a questions. If you allow, Shubham sir, may I ask?
Sure, sure. Please, please.
Yes, ma'am.
So while reading your profile, I got to know that before getting into entrepreneurial journey, you will started your career in Barclays. So how did that your corporate experience shaped your life, professional journey and life, and that way you started your own startup?
So actually starting my own startup was always on the plan. So
Okay, this is was your planning
yeah,
from
yeah.
the
This
starting
was
day.
this was the plan, but I did not have the courage.
Okay,
When I got graduated, there is a concept of campus placement. And from campus placement, Barclays is a very big name in corporates. Coincidentally, I got placed in Barclays, and so all my family members, everybody were like, अब तो life set है, अब यही करो life में आगे जाके. And that was good, but that was, the kind of person I am. I always wanted to try something, and I was tempted by the big salary. I was tempted by the lavish life, you know but I had to give up on that. But that has taught a lot, because I was actually seeing ki how processes are getting implemented, how these big giants actually work. Because we are just a 40 people team, but we struggle in processes so much. But Barclays is a 2000 3000 employee company. How would they be performing? So these were a lot of learnings that have shaped everything. The manager I had at Barclays is still a mentor to me. He still helps me in building technology solutions. So I've built a lot of relations at Barclays. I've learned a lot of processes. I've learned a lot of soft skills. So all these, and being a computer engineer, these coders have a very different attitude कि हमें सब कुछ आता है, we are the great. This kind of attitude was there in me when I joined Barclays as a coder. But that wasn't the right attitude to start a business. Start a business, you need to be really um, uh, very grounded. You need to be on the ground very much. So that has shaped a lot, but it was always on the ground, always on the map, that I have to be an entrepreneur.
that's very interesting. So over to you, Priya.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Uh, so, how do you balance the technical side of your role as a computer science engineer with the business side as a CEO?
So this is a very frequently asked question, that technology and business, how they merge with each other. But I'm into technology business, so the crux and the core of anything is software, is technology. So it helps me a lot that I come from a tech background, because I can talk very seamlessly with my tech teams, with my product teams. I can understand products very well. How does the technology go at the back? When there was a AI revolution very recently, when AI took over everything. So people are talking about, will people lose their jobs? Now, what will happen to software industries? But because I had a very strong tech background, I could grasp all AI concepts very fast, and we actually built up the new version of Studium in less than 6 months, and we called it a AI version of Studium, which had lot of great additions. So the core that is inside me of a tech guy really helps a lot. Of course, so when I am a CEO, what is a basic thing that I'm doing? I'm trying to solve a problem, right? Being a founder, being a person who is leading a company, the only thing I have is that, what problems we have to solve. The problems that we have to solve are often generated by technology. So this helps, but there is a gray line in between, that I have temptation of going too much into technology. If a CEO starts going too much into technology, then I'll be defocusing on business. So all I keep very limited is that, what problems are we solving? Are we on the right track? Are we doing it correctly? Do we need the right tech talent? Do we have the correct tech talent? All of these things combined together is what a role of a CEO is. So CEO oftenly is called as chief executive officer, but it is actually chief everything officer. That's the real definition of a CEO. He has to do everything, but he has to make sure that he's focusing on the right things at the right time.
Okay, sir, that's great. Sir, how do you balance the technical side of your role as a sorry, sir, that's repeat. What are some of the most important leadership lessons you have learned while managing a fast growing edtech company?
I mean, we have people like Mahesh Sharma sir on the call, and everybody who have been great profiles in management education. So, I mean, it's shameful to talk in front of them about leadership, to be honest. But still, what I'll just explain what I have learned from leadership so far is that there is a very big difference between a leadership and a boss, or a leader and a boss. right? So all we have to make sure is our teams are aligned properly, culturally, technically, are they rooted properly? All of these things are very, very important. Now, the very interesting, the fun part and the most deadliest part in entrepreneurship is that there is no one route to be followed. So when you are in your a job, then somebody else is defining a route for you, that you need to do this, then this. There are steps, there are plan B, there are plan A, everything is there for you. You just have to do it. When you start your own company, there are no rules that are set. Nobody is actually going to tell you what to do. You need to figure out everything by yourself. So I have learned lot of things by self learning. So I have read tons of books on leadership. I have read so much material on uh, management education, everything. So when I started, I still remember I did not even know how to read a balance sheet. And I was raising rounds, and some basic concepts like what is a P&L statement, how to read a balance sheet was also missing into me, right? So there was no way to opt for a course because I had to learn everything in 2 days. And no course will teach you anything in 2 days, like reading a balance sheet. So
Yes, sir.
we have to coach ourselves, saying that now from today onwards, you are your own coach. Just figuring out. Just go out there, do something, figure out, read lot of good books. So after this session, I'll also send some books recommendations to everybody. Anybody who is interested in reading those books may opt for it. Very recent book that I just completed reading is called as Hard Thing About Hard Things. The title is very interesting. The Hard Thing About Hard Things.
Yes, sir.
It is written by a very good founder, and anyone. It is not only about entrepreneurship. It is about mindset. It is about how do you make things work. So one lesson to summarize is that I've learned that you should lead from the front. You should set an example when you do anything in when you are a small company. You cannot just tell people to do it when you don't follow it by yourself. So you have to lead by example every single time. More than technology, more than anything, you should focus on building culture, the right culture in your team. So, are the people equally highly motivated to solve the right problem? There is a saying in a lot of companies that I don't need to tell all my team what we are doing. The CEO will only, I'm the boss, I should know everything. आप बस आपको दिया हुआ काम करो. That attitude doesn't help in a high growing startup. Everybody should be equally motivated, equally aligned with what problem you're trying to solve. So your BBA, MBA, all of these management programs talk about problem solving, which is very crucial, very important. So aligning the right culture in your team is very, very important. When I was working in a corporate, the culture was a thing that was very daunting, which was very overwhelming for me. Everybody was not aligned to the same motive. So when I am trying to build Studium, I'm trying to make sure that company में अच्छा culture हो, people are
Yes,
motivated
sir.
enough. That these are some very, very important things. And last and most important thing I've learned is more than what you know, you don't always need to go and tell how great I am. You
Yes,
keep doing the
sir.
right things, and people will understand that you're great or you're not great, right? The people who talk a lot about themselves, that I did this, मैंने ऐसे किया, मैंने वैसे किया, are seldomly the people who have not done a lot of things in their life, because they have to tell,
Right, sir.
they have done a lot of things. And then investing in the right talent. So even if identifying if a person is going to be a great fit for you or not is again a very interesting and very important thing, that or an important problem that a founder has to solve every single day. And last is perseverance, that you can just give up on anything. You have to keep banging on the door which is closed, and believe that someday that door will open, right? So that is the
Okay, sir.
crux of entrepreneurship that we have to do.
That's great, sir. Sir, you can you describe yourself as both creative and analytical? How does that combination help you in problem solving at Studium?
Creative and analytical.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so these two are, if you read the human brain, there are two cortex, the left and right brain. And the two words creative and analytical are two sides of a brain, right? And the left side is oftenly on lot of creative stuff, and right is more about your analytical stuff. And for not only for a founder, for anybody in life, it has to be a perfect blend of both the brains. You can't only have one brain doing everything, right? So
Yes, sir.
where it comes is that when you are when you're building a product, when you're finding a market, when you're doing any market strategy, we call it as go to market GTM strategy. All of these strategic decisions are often governed by the creative areas of it. You are typically told by that side of your brain that how creative can you be. आपके पास बस 100 रुपए है,
Yes,
आपके
sir.
पास बस 500 रुपए है, फिर भी आपको इतने सारे कस्टमर्स को रीच आउट करना है. व्हाट्स द परफेक्ट हैक दैट यू कैन डू? That is all creative. Analytical stuff is often about hardcore execution, efficiency in execution. That whenever you are on ground, are you able to analyze the situation properly? Are you able to find that what is working for you, what is not working for you, accepting your mistakes pretty fast? So there is a book called as Lean Startup. It's a blue color book, and it is not only about startups, it is about general entrepreneurship mindset. So I mean, that book has been a game changer for me. In Lean Startup, it says that be so analytical that fail fast approach. Fail fast approach is basically quickly identify if this idea is going to work or not. If it is not going to work, leave that idea, move on to the next idea. People spend unnecessarily extra time on something which is never going to work out. So this is
Yes,
called
sir.
fail fast approach, which is stated in this book called as Lean Startups. So these are the two areas that anybody has to be very, very curious upon or rigid upon. Any founder that is only creative will keep on building innovative solutions but never execute it. Any founder that is way too much analytical and not creative, he will only be stuck in the P&L. He won't be able to deliver the right solutions to the right problems, right? So, for example, I am sure everybody has watched Shark Tanks. There was this product which was called as a belly button. I don't know if you remember in season one, there was this company who was selling belly button, and it was an unnecessary product, and it was too much of Aman and Ashneer. Everybody took a lot of fun of them. They pulled their legs because these companies are called as a solution looking for a problem. Just because वो जो founder थे उनको वो idea बहुत पसंद आई, उन्होंने कुछ तो कर दिया. It was never necessary in the market. And in when you're building something, it is not about what you like. It is about whatever you are building, is it necessary and are people liking it? If people are not going to
Yes, sir.
like it, then it's just you are loving your own idea and nobody's going to pay for it. So this is how you really need to, and not only about entrepreneurship, this applies to any BCom, BBA, MBA, BCA, any student, that having a perfect blend of mix of creative and analysis.
Okay, sir. That's good. Sir, your profile mentions your involvement in dramatics and debates. Do you think these activities shaped your communication or leadership style?
Yeah, I mean, definitely, because so at that the point of time, I did not even know that I have to do something like this in my life. So it was never planned. But when you look back, suddenly you start think that all dots are getting connected, and dramatics or theater or all these competitions is the core insight of a person. That I always love to participate in such events, love to do lot of things. I've only mentioned the things that I was good at. I've also done tons of things that I was not good at. I've still done it. The entire point is that in the college days, in the age where you're shaping yourself, you need to try everything. You need to try sports, you need to try leadership, dramatics, everything, and you'll fail at 90% things, but you'll succeed in only 10% things. And you'll at least know that these are the things that I'm not good at, right? So these things definitely
Yes, sir.
helped a lot. I've gained a lot of insights from them. I've learned a lot of things. I also earned a lot of friends. So definitely, these things have helped. Now that I look back, I think they have helped. That time I did not know that how are they going to help us.
That's great, sir. Sir, what does a typical day in your life as the CEO of Studium Tech look like?
Uh, uh, Not a very glamorous day that I live in. So I mean, every day is a new day. every day it's something or the other is burning. Even when I'm in Pune, when I'm in Delhi, somewhere some markets have gone down. There are some client escalations. There are some things that we have not met up with. There are so I try to organize my day a lot, but most often than not I don't. I end up doing all the things that I never planned to do. But that's how slowly we are learning. And so typically my early 10 to 12, the pre-lunch sessions typically happen, the sync ups with a lot of my teams. So I have a marketing team, I have a product team, tech team, even a customer success team. So there are heads of every team. I try to make sure that these heads are working properly. There are no issues over there. What's the week plans? All of that happens in the first day about planning, brainstorming, taking reviews. The second day is typically about talking to the clients, talking to new clients, talking to prospective clients, talking to existing clients about some problems if they are having. Then we have some sessions where we do a lot of brainstorming. We talk to the product teams, we talk to customer success teams about, is anything problematic? Do you need anything else? How can we improvise it? How can we learn from the customer feedback? So all of these things typically keep on happening, and towards the end of the day, then it is somewhere calm that any leftover works I try to finish it off. If there are any dependencies on me that I need to cover up so that my teams will perform with more efficiency, or the second
Yes.
half also is about hiring. So we keep hiring a lot of interns online, offline. So I keep talking to a lot of these interns on, why are they joining, what they really want to do. So this is how my most of my day goes in strategy, vision setting, identifying a lot of blind spots for my teams. So this is this is what I do. Nothing glamorous that I do in my life. Uh, and every founder does the same typically.
Okay, sir. That's interesting. So, what personal values or principles do you think have been key to your long-term success?
First of all, it is not a long term success yet. It is I'm yet to be successful, so very kind of you for saying that. But some things that have shaped or have helped is basically first staying very grounded. um, Whatever we have today, that might not exist tomorrow at all. And if we become too much proud about what we have today, then it is a very difficult scenario. So your upbringing is very, very important. um, how you have been raised as a child directly reflects on what kind of founder will you be, or what kind of human being will you be. So I was very lucky to be raised in a middle class upbringing where I had to fight for a lot of things, and I did not get anything directly in my hands. So that was a nurture of, that we have to keep fighting for the right things at the right time. Also, the second thing is that you need to be very, very honest about your mistakes. So
Yes, sir.
when I go for my investor presentations, or even when I meet new clients, if there is something that I don't know, I directly go and accept that I don't know. It's okay. I mean, I don't unnecessarily try to bluff ki I know everything, because that doesn't happen. Because if I am hiring anybody and somebody bluffs me saying that okay, I know this, मुझे समझ में आता है कि he is lying, and I instantly lose my trust in that candidate. And I believe same will happen when I go to investors. I go to now, for example, on Monday I'll be in your college. When I'll be meeting your people, I have to be honest in front of them. Ki, what exactly is going to what exactly I know, what I don't know. That has been a very important philosophy. That being honest about things, and because of this honesty, because of this perseverance, we have been able to connect to stalwarts in this industry, because they believe ki, at a young age somebody is doing something, let us help him. Third thing is very important, that asking for help. So if I don't know anything, accept it, ask for help. वो एक ऐसा हो जाता है कि अरे मैं कैसे पूछूं, द ईगो कम्स इन बिटवीन कि हाउ आई एम अ फाउंडर, और हाउ विल आई आस्क फॉर हेल्प टू समबडी एल्स. Doesn't happen that way. You have to be brutal enough to say that कि नहीं पता है तो ask for help. So these are some three four very fundamental things that anybody who is going to do anything in his career has to keep in his mind.
Thank you, sir, for the answer of this question. So, what's your vision for Studium Tech in the next 5 years?
So you're asking all very, very difficult questions, but yeah. Vision is very simple, that we have to build something that really makes a lot of sense, that really adds a lot of value. So for example, again, some domain part of into it, we work in higher education. So we are trying to build something, or in next 5 years we should be an equivalent to all accreditations. So if when Studium has certified, or when Studium has helped a business school in getting to some of its quality standards, it should be as good as NBA, it should be as good as NIRF, AACSB. So this is a core vision that we have for the next 5 years, and I'm pretty sure this vision will be coming to reality when people like the stalwarts of the management education are already helping us. So if this has to be successful, it has to be broken down very correctly. And I'm lucky to have lot of mentors to me, lucky to have lot of people who always are ready to help. And this is only because of the relationships that we have been establishing with them for long period of time. And I don't know if anybody wants to be an entrepreneur, but if anybody ever wants to be an entrepreneur, he or she has to be very perseverant, has to be very, very rooted. He has to be very courageous around whatever he wants to do. He should be courageous enough not to give up in the worst days of his or her life. This doesn't only apply for entrepreneurship, this applies for a job as well. If you have to do something very big, you have to come out of the comfort zone. You can't be very, very comfortable and also become very successful. So there is a podcast
Yes,
that everybody should listen. There is a channel run by Nikhil Kamath. I hope everybody
sir.
knows who Nikhil Kamath is, the founder of Zerodha. Zerodha is one of the only companies in the country who have been bootstrapped, who has never raised any funding round, all self-funding. Still, they have been a listed company. They are a billion-dollar company now. So Nikhil Kamath runs a podcast where he interviews a lot of interesting people. Everybody should go through these podcasts, and it is about entrepreneurship. So where you'll understand that what exactly markets are doing right now, what exactly you should be thinking about. So that is all I've learned. This is the vision that we have been setting. Definitely in terms of revenue, we have to be a 100 crore company, but that is not the core vision. That's an output. People oftenly say that I want to build a unicorn, I want to build a 100 crore, 500 crore company, but the real vision is to solve a real problem. If you're solving a real problem at a mass, at a significant stage, you'll by default become a 100 crore brand. But if you just aim for being 100 crore, then there are very rare chances that you will reach to that level.
Thank you, sir, for sharing your vision. I hope your all vision came into a reality.
Thank you.
Sir, how many students have great ideas but struggle with execution? What first step should they take toward building something real?
So, um, I mean, we come across a lot of students who pitch their ideas to me. I pitch their and we try to help them in their incubations, in their entire point. But see, if you have an idea today, and if you want to build something out of it, it should be a real problem. So first of all, don't look for an idea, look for a problem. And if you look for an idea, so for example, you come from a BCA background and you're interested in blockchain, and then you say, okay, because I love blockchain, then I have an idea that there will be an app based on blockchain doing something. That is a wrong way to solve or build something. You should look saying that, okay, there is a problem in my canteen, that the canteen wala takes a lot of time and my students are frustrated. I want to solve this problem. Now, how will I solve this problem? Now, blockchain can be one way to solve this problem, right? So
Yes.
one, anybody in this group is thinking about, okay, this is the idea and I really want to execute this. Understand, define the problem. What is the exact problem you're trying to solve? If you That's step number one. Step number two is, who is the person for whom you are solving this? In this canteen example, you are solving this for the canteen wala, or you're solving this for the students, whose benefit would it be? If it is students, then go and talk to the students that, do you think this is a problem? So 60% of the time always goes in identifying the real problem. If you don't
Yes, sir.
identify the real problem, what, however interesting solution you build, it is never going to be executed properly. And look for a small idea. Don't look for a huge idea that people like Google and Microsoft are trying to solve. Try to solve a small problem, test it properly, build a POC around your thesis, and then scale it. So these are all fundamentals of building a company. But I mean, difficult said and done. That whatever I've been talking about the mistakes, I have done all these mistakes in my early stages. But that's how I've learned it. So to summarize, if you have an idea right now, it is not about the idea. Identify what problem will this idea solve. Is this a real problem? Go and talk to the stakeholders of the problem and ask them that how big of a problem it is. If it is really important, there is a word called as empathy. So it comes from design background, but it is very, very relevant to building something. You if try to see, have empathy for that stakeholder if ये problem सच में exist करता है. If yes, then revisit the idea. And I'm pretty sure 60-70% of the ideas will vanish by the time you complete this process, because you'll identify कि इसके लिए कोई problem था ही नहीं है, बस ऐसे ही बनाया था मैंने. But still, if you
Right.
survive that, okay, there is a real problem, then you have a real good thing in your hand.
That's great, sir. And thank you for sharing. Sir, how important is networking and mentorship for young students looking to make an impact?
Networking is not only for students, it is for everybody in life. Very, very important. Bill Gates oftenly says that networking will open opportunities that even Harvard and MIT won't open for you. So networking is solid important, but networking should have some agenda behind it. It shouldn't be just meeting people and saying hi, hello. You should be knowing why are you meeting them for. You should be knowing. I have when I started, I did not have any product in hand. But first 2-3 years, I was only meeting directors of business schools, registrars, the controllers of exams, every directors, everybody, and talking to them about the entire idea that I'm trying to build something. I was not just going there to say, "Sir, आप कैसे हो? चाय पिया क्या? खाना खाया क्या?" So this is not networking. This is just chit chatting. You should identify that what is the worth of that person and why should he meet you. Uh, and try to do something that that will make him remember you, because that person is going to meet tons of people every day. Why will he even remember you as a person? You need to have
Right.
something with you. You need to have something in you that will help him remember you pretty nicely. And then networking is super important, right? उससे ज्यादा important कुछ है ही नहीं, सब कुछ वही है. And because if that person finds that you are very genuine in trying to solve something, then that person will definitely help you in reaching somewhere. So it is very, very important, but with an agenda, with a proper context, with knowing why are you doing this networking, what are you going to get out of this. So all of this is super important when you do networking.
Okay, sir, that's very insightful. So, what role do you think communication skills play for tech students who want to stand out in their careers?
Again, not only tech students, communication is very, very important. So I'll give an example. How many of, I mean, let us see if the crowd is even awake. There are 40 people, let's see. So how many of you have watched Lagan as a movie? Lagan, anybody knows this movie?
Yes, sir. I
Okay.
know.
Yeah, so I hope everybody knows this movie Lagan. So the best way to learn entrepreneurship is by watching the movie Lagan. In Lagan, whatever Amir Khan did is exactly what a startup founder has to do. He was looking, there was a problem. He wasn't looking for a problem over there. He saw the problem. When he saw the problem, he saw the opportunity. When he saw,
Yes, sir.
look how good communication skills he had. He was talking to everybody. He was meeting people. He was trying to build a cricket team, but not by taking auditions of cricket team. He was going to people and he was seeing some interesting stuff in them, that somebody has good strength, let us take him as a batsman, let us train him on batting. So this is how communications will severely help you. And all the things that I was talking, just again watch the movie Lagan. How I forgot her name, that foreigner madam, that girl tries to help Amir Khan. She only tries to help him because he was very genuine. He was trying something very hard for his own country, being very selfless. And
Yes, sir.
though she was from the opponent side, she was a British. She felt like, I should help because she had empathy towards it. So
Yes, sir.
आमिर खान was being very genuine. Now आमिर खान, if he would have said कि मुझे ये सब जीत के मुझे 1 करोड़ चाहिए और मुझे ये गाड़ी खरीदनी है, then do you think that madam would have helped him? No, because it was very very shallow. He was solving something for a bigger cause. He was solving something very very deep in nature, and things started falling in place, right? So, and in the worst part over there, the communication part, Amir Khan did not know English, she did not know Hindi. There was a big
Yes,
communication,
sir.
but still they tried to communicate, they tried to understand the intent because they both knew what they're doing it, right? So communications
Yes, sir.
helped Amir Khan in Lagan. Similarly, it helps every person in their life, may it be tech, non-tech, anything. And
Okay,
and
sir.
you can't and you can't learn communications by doing a course on Udemy or Udacity or YouTube. देख 3 घंटे का कोर्स किया, आप मुझे सब कुछ आता है communication. It has to be practiced every day. You have to
Right, sir.
you have to talk, वरना नहीं होगा.
Right, sir. Sir, how can student balance academics with side projects or entrepreneurial aspirations?
So first of all, it depends upon if the student wants to do this. If the student doesn't want to do this, you give him or her 100 resources. You give him 1 crore rupees free of cost and say that you build something, he won't build it. क्योंकि उसको करना ही नहीं है. So
Right.
first of all, it is a very critical, brutal question that सच में आपको करना है क्या? I have been interviewing so many students, freshly graduate MBA students, freshly graduate BBA students. Nobody wants to do anything. They only want a good fame, good status, good aram wali zindagi. And these people won't do anything in their life. So, first of all, you have now take example of your college. You have great forums available. You have great platforms available. Now, the people who really want to do something in their life, they will figure out how to balance it. Nobody had taught
Right.
how to figure out academics and dramatics and this thing, right? It just fell in place. So I think I am not the right, or nobody is the right person to answer this question how to balance. The person who wants to balance will end up balancing it.
Right, sir. That's very great answer. So, what are the top three skills you believe every college student should focus on developing before entering the job market?
Um, so I will say the tech skills or the actual domain related skills come at a very later stage of the skills part. The first very important skill, let's look at it from a different perspective. Instead of what you have, let us and understand what the recruiter wants. तभी आपके पास है उसका फायदा है, राइट? अगर किसी को चाहिए ही नहीं,
Right.
आपके पास इतना सारा चीज है तो क्या फायदा उसका? So there is a Skill India report that got published last year saying that 70% of engineering graduates are unemployable. There's a difference between unemployed and unemployable. Unemployed is they want a job, they're not getting a job. Unemployable is there are jobs available, but nobody is ready to hire these people. Why is this happening? And this is from great colleges because the upbringing in the colleges are not right somehow in the students. Colleges are trying to provide everything. Platforms hai, faculties hai, sab kuch hai, right? But still, students are lagging the core skills. So if you see, the first and very important part that any recruiter wants is attitude. Does this person know how to learn properly? Is he oriented in a very right way? Does he have the right attitude towards working, towards anything that he's doing? People just do because माई फ्रेंड्स आर डूइंग, और बाय अब हो गया, अब मुझे जॉब करनी है, फिर चला जाऊंगा मास्टर्स के लिए, फिर ये करूंगा। देर इज नो इंटेंट बिहाइंड इट, जस्ट हर्ड मेंटालिटी, सब कर रहे हैं इसलिए मैं भी कर रहा हूँ, राइट? सो द वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट skill is clarity. Why are you doing a particular part? So for that, again, a book recommendation, anybody who wants to read can read. So there is this very interesting book called as Start with a Why, and
Okay,
it's
sir.
by a very famous author, and he has given very good insights about how do you start anything with a why and how does this help anybody. So again, starting with the why are you doing this particular job? Why do you even want to do a career in computer science or in analytics, data analytics, anything? So having clarity, having the right attitude towards it. And the third step is actually having skills of your domain. AI is a very important skill that has become necessary these days in life, right? So but
Yes, sir.
when I say AI, it is not ChatGPT. Go and use ChatGPT and find answers. That is not how you do it. AI has now evolved. You need to know how to use AI at a right place. When I'll come to college, I'm going to share a book called as AI Tools with your college. You might get and read it. It's a very wonderful written book about what kind of tools to be used at what place, right? And the last skill is that is important is problem solving. दैट डज दिस, अगर इसको बताया कि इधर जाओ और 100 रुपए में ये चीज करके आओ, तो क्या वो कर पाएगा? या क्या वो फिर आएगा और बोलेगा मेरे पास यही नहीं था, मेरे पास वही नहीं था? कैन ही फिगर थिंग्स आउट? Can he solve
Yes.
the right problem in the limited resources? These are the four skills that any recruiter, me or anybody are typically looking for. यही होने चाहिए कैंडिडेट में, एंड ट्रस्ट मी ऑन दिस। ये छोड़ के बाकी सब होता है। रेज्यूमे भर भर के स्किल्स लिखे हुए रहते हैं, जो चाहिए वो सब है रेज्यूमे में आजकल, एवरीथिंग। आपको कोई ऐसा रेज्यूमे नहीं दिखेगा जहां पे एक चीज मिसिंग है। सब लोगों का कम्युनिकेशन है, सबने 10-10 कोर्सेज की है कम्युनिकेशन पे। एआई के ऊपर तो सब ने कोर्सेज किए, सब एआई एक्सपर्ट्स हैं। सब मतलब सब एआई एक्सपर्ट्स हैं। जिसको वाईडी भी लगा है वो भी एआई एक्सपर्ट है, ठीक है? बट यू नीड टू अंडरस्टैंड दैट द रीडर ऑल्सो हैज सम इंटेलेक्ट। जब सब वही बताने बताने लगेंगे तब समझ आएगा कि ये सब झूठ है। Then these are the skills that are very important for anybody to. Now if I ask, there is this question that I keep asking in my interviews. A person coming from communications background or MBA background has done a course in AI, in agentic AI using Python. क्यों किया? सब कर रहे थे और अच्छा लग रहा था, सब बोल रहे थे कि करना चाहिए, बहुत स्कोप है। पर यू आर फ्रॉम अ मैनेजमेंट बैकग्राउंड, तो आपने
Actually, they don't have valid point from their own side. Why they are doing?
जस्ट है, मतलब सब कर रहे हैं
This is
इसलिए हम
just a, we can say, a demonstration effect. सब कर रहे हैं तो हमने भी कर लिया.
सब, एग्जैक्टली। सो इन दैट्स व्हाट आई एम सेइंग, सर्टिफिकेशंस, कोर्सेज ऐसे तो कई सारे हैं, तो आप सब कर सकते हो, और आजकल सब सब भी कर रहे हैं, और फ्री में भी सर्टिफिकेट्स मिल जाते हैं। उसके लिए कोर्स भी करने की आजकल जरूरत नहीं है। तो बट समझ में आता है व्हेन यू स्टार्ट टॉकिंग टू एनीबडी, इन विद इन 60 to 70 seconds, यू अंडरस्टैंड कि ये आदमी कितना सही है, कितना एयर है, कितना सब्सटेंस है। वो
Right.
पैक ऑफ 10 रुपीज ऑफ लेज, इतना बड़ा पैक है, उसमें लेज कितने रहते हैं? उसमें लेज बस 10% वॉल्यूम
Half
लेज रहता
city.
है, नाइट्रोजन गैस रहता है, राइट?
Yes, sir.
राइट, तो वही एक, इफ यू कंपेयर 10 रुपीज का लेज विद अ कैंडिडेट, उसमें भी वही हो जाता है। बाकी रेज्यूमे इज अ लेज का पूरा पैकेट, उसमें से उसके
For
स्किल्स
example.
भी है, एंड वी अंडरस्टैंड दैट वेरी क्विकली। सो दैट्स व्हाट एवरीबॉडी नीड टू अंडरस्टैंड कि बी ऑनेस्ट, नहीं आता है तो नहीं आता है, बट अब 2 दिन दो में सीख लूंगा। आई हैव हायर्ड सो मेनी पीपल हु हैव हैजंट डन एनीथिंग इन डेटा एनालिटिक्स, बट दे आर वेरी इंटरेस्टेड। उन्होंने कुछ तो ऐसा किया है जो ना मुझे दिखाता है कि यार इसने अच्छा, इसके पास एटीट्यूड बहुत अच्छा है, ये सीखेगा। आई गिव देम टाइम टू लर्न, कि चलो सीखो, आपके पास 2 हफ्ते हैं, ये सब आपको करके आना है, सीख लो। उसके उनके पास हंगर है, वो कर लेते हैं। वर्सेस आई हैव हायर्ड पीपल विथ ग्रेट रेज्यूमेस फ्रॉम ग्रेट कॉलेजेस, वो एंड तक नहीं कर पाते क्योंकि उनको करना ही नहीं होता है। सो
Right.
दिस, फॉर मी एज अ रिक्रूटर, दिस इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट कि इतना सब्सटेंस है उसके पास।
Okay, Priya, Goel, we should end up. I have a last questions, sir,
Yes.
regarding internship. Many of the students are listening us, and I would like to request from you that to make our students understand about internship, because what we observe that some internships are paid, some internships are unpaid, but many of the students feel hesitate to go for unpaid internships. What's your opinion? Like in the starting phase, earning is important or learning is important?
So before any of this, if there is an opportunity in front of you, you should go and check कि what is in it for you. आपको क्या सच में सीखने को मिलेगा। अगर आपने फॉर एग्जांपल आप जा रहे हो मैकेंजी के पास इंटरव्यू के लिए और आपने ये इंटर्नशिप बताई कि हाँ सर मैंने ना 6 महीने की इंटर्नशिप की है यहाँ पे और ऐसा ऐसा मैंने काम किया हुआ है और वो अनपेड थी, क्या वो एक्सपीरियंस से आपने जो सीखा है वो आगे वाले रिक्रूटर को इम्प्रेस करेगा, या क्या वो रेलेवेंट है, क्या वो आपको किधर और लेके जाएगा। ये चीजें अगर है देन यू शुड बी ओके विथ अनपेड। बट ऐसा नहीं है, मैं उनकी भी बात समझ सकता हूँ कि कुछ तो एफर्ट रहता है उसके पीछे। ऑल्सो द कंपनीज हु हैव लॉट ऑफ फ्री अनपेड, तो एक ये भी क्वेश्चन रहता है कि वो भी कितने सीरियस है, कंपनीज भी कितने सीरियस है इन ऑफरिंग दिस इंटर्नशिप्स। से कई बार होता है कि यार पता नहीं कैसे काम करेंगे, तो फ्री में 100 बच्चे ले लो और फिर काम करवाओ और फिर उसमें से एक बंदे को फाइनल प्लेस करो, तो इससे कंपनी का भी सीरियसनेस समझ नहीं आता। इसलिए आई बिलीव कि थोड़ा स्क्रूटिनी होनी चाहिए। बट द बिगर क्वेश्चन टू लुक फॉर मोर देन पेड एंड अनपेड इज बेसिकली आपको सीखने को क्या मिलने वाला है, क्या वो बेहतर है, और वो अगर बेहतर है देन यू शुड टेक द राइट कॉल, right? Taking this topic ahead, I'll also put one link here. I'll put my email address. We hire a lot of, I mean, this December to January, we have a 6 months paid internships.
Okay.
And these are online, offline, anything is over there. We also have a local existence in Delhi now. So we are going to look for some smart interns. We prefer wherever we work as partners, we hire 5, 6 candidates from there. So anybody who is interested, I'll love to check the resumes out.
Okay, sure, sir. I will share with the students.
Perfect.
Thank you so much. So, if anyone having questions, go ahead, unmute yourself, turn on video.
I'm also putting link to the socials in the chat. So if anybody wants to connect, we'll definitely.
Sir, you are on mute.
Oh, my bad. So I
If
said
anyone,
I'm
yeah,
putting the link to socials on the chat section. Anybody who wants to connect to
sure,
me,
sir.
Studium,
I will also share with the students.
sure, definitely.
So, if anyone wants to say anything,
But good to see that on a Sunday, so many people have joined. Rarely it happens.
yes,
I
sir.
guess you have made attendance compulsory.
So we are going ahead for vote of thanks. I don't think so. Any participants would like to ask any questions. So we are truly grateful for the presence of our distinguished guest speaker, Mr. Shubham sir. Your journey from a passionate engineering student to the founder and CEO of thriving edtech startup is truly inspiring. Your insights on entrepreneurship, innovation, and educational transformation have provided us with immense knowledge and motivation to think beyond the conventional and pursue our dreams fearlessly. On behalf of the entire DSPSR fraternity, I sincerely thank you, sir, for gracing us and our students with your time and wisdom. Thank you so much for coming in this forum. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you. Is it possible that we take a screenshot of this?
Yes, sir.